This video is to go over how to find an equation of the tangent to the graph of a rational function. So let's f of x equals x plus 2 all over 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. And let's find the equation. Let's find the equation of the tangent line at the point 3 and f of 3. So in other words, you have some rational functions, something like this. And when x equals 3, you have a point which is 3 and f of 3. And let's find the equation of the tangents. So that's the goal of this video. So we use the undetermined coefficients method that we have learned previously, and we used it for polynomial functions. So let's write this function in powers of x minus 3, which will give us f of x, which equals x plus 2 over 2x squared plus 3x plus 1 into the form, we want to write that into the form of a plus b times x minus 2 plus p of x, some function p of x, times x minus 2 squared. This form resembled or looks very similar to theorem 3.5, which says that if you have f of x equals r of x plus whatever q of x times x minus a to the second power, that remainder part is the tangent, the equation of the tangent to the function. So we're going to use that theorem, and we're going to find out a plus b times x plus 2 part, which should be at the end will be the tangent, equation of the tangent. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in, I'm sorry, this should be x minus 3 because that's 3 here, sorry. So we're going to plug in 3 to see what happened. So we're going to plug in 3, so f of 3 will be, that's going to be 3, so 3 plus, let's just plug in here, okay. That probably is easier. So that f of 3 will be, I probably shouldn't use purple. It doesn't make any difference. So f of 3, so it's going to be 3 plus 2 times 2 times 3 squared plus 3 times 3 plus 1, which is going to be 5 over, that's 9, 18 plus, so that's 28. So that's going to be 5 over 28, which should be equal to, if I plug in 3 to all the x's, then this part will be 0, this part will be 0. So it's just going to be a. So a is 5/28. So now plug that in. We have x plus 2 all over 2x to the second plus 3 times x plus 1, which equals 5/28 plus, what do we have here, b times x minus 3 plus p of x times x minus 3 to the second power. That goes here, right? Cleaning up, I want to subtract negative 5/28 from both sides. That way we'll have this guy all over 2x squared plus 3x plus 1 minus this guy, which will be equal to b times x minus 3 plus p of x times x minus 3 to the second power. Now, here is so let's just look at this part. That part is we have x plus 2 all over 2x squared plus 3x plus 1 minus 5/28. We want to have a common denominator, so the common denominator will be 28 times 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. So that's going to be the common denominator. So for this guy to be 28 times whatever, you're going to have to multiply by 28. So you're going to have 28 times x plus 2 minus 5. I'm going to multiply this guy to both sides of it, here and here. So we'll have 5 times 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. Well, maybe I should write it this way. Minus, and you have the same denominator. Blah, 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 and 28 times 2x squared, dot, 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 which is this guy. And then if you write it in a shorter way, we'll have, well, if you just look at the numerator, denominator, we know that 28 times this guy. So it's going to be 28 times x plus 2. So distribute it, we got 28x plus 56 minus distribute everything. So 5 times 2 is 10x squared minus 15x plus 5. Combine like terms. We'll have negative 10x squared plus 13x plus 61. (56 minus), oh, this should be minus, I'm sorry. This should be minus, so that should be 51. So, all over 28 times 2x squared, dot, dot, dot. So, this part is exactly the same as what we just get, which is negative 10x squared plus 13x plus 51 all over 28 times 2x squared plus 3x plus 1, which is going to be equal to these guys. Okay. If you complete the square here, so let's look at other one. So we have negative 10x squared plus 13x plus 51. We want to factor this. In Algebra 1, you'll learn that how to factor any polynomials. So let me just take out the negative first. So this equals negative times 10x squared plus, not minus, now you're changing the signs, minus 51. Now you look at just the part inside the parentheses, take that out, minus 13x minus 51, and multiply by 10, which is the same leading coefficient, same as leading coefficient. So this will give us 10 times 10, which is 10 squared x squared, minus 13 times 10x minus 510. 10 squared times x squared by the law of exponents, that's going to be 10x squared minus 13 times 10x minus 510. Now we're going to put the smiley mark on top of 10x, so we're going to have smiley mark square minus 13 smiley mark minus 510. So what number add up to 13 and multiply to 511? So 511, that's 5 times 21. 5 times 402, that's not going to add up to it, so we're just going to find out. How about 17 and so 5 times 10 is what? 5 times 5, 2. Prime factorization is 51. That's 3 times 17. So 5 times 7, 5 and 2. So 5, 2, that's 7 times 27. No, it's 10 times 10. So that's 51. 6. Okay, 10, 30. Okay, so 30 times 17. If you choose 30 and 17, and if you take negative, then negative 30 plus 17 is 13, and negative 30 times 17 is 510. So we should have smiley mark minus 30 times smiley mark plus 17. And if you peel that off, you get 10x minus 30, which can be factorized as 10 times x minus 3 times 10x plus 17 and 10x plus 17. At the beginning, we multiply by 10, so we got to divide it by 10. So that'll cancel out. Don't forget the negative sign in front. So this guy right here is equal to negative x minus 3 times 10x plus 17 all over 28 times 2x to the second plus 3x plus 1, which equals to the right side of it, which is b times x minus 3 plus p of x times x minus 3 to the second power. Now you realize that left side you have x minus 3 and the right side you have x minus 3 as well. So we're going to cancel that out by dividing by x minus 3. So that's going to be gone. And then just write it on top of it. We get negative 10 x plus 17 all over 28 times 2x squared plus 3x plus 1 is equal to b plus p of x times x minus 3. And if you plug in 3 for x, because x equals 3, whatever this is going to be 0. This is going to be 0. So we'll have negative 30 plus negative 10 times 3 plus 7. That's going to be 47. The negative of that. So negative 47 all over, that's 28 times 28. Right? 28 times 28. So 28 squared. That's going to be b. Therefore, going back to the original one, the tangent function will be, well, a was 5/28, and b is this guy. So we're going to plug in to the form of a plus, the r of x was a plus b times x minus 3 plug that in. So we got 5/28 minus 47/28 squared times x minus 3. And this is the equation of the tangent to the original function f at x equals 3 or 3 f of 3. So that was the tangent line at 3 f of 3. That's the equation of the tangents.